Hi, everybody, and welcome to lesson number 2 of Girls Computing League. So today we're going to actually be starting learning how to code in Java. So first, Nianth, my brother, is going to take you guys through how to download Java and JDK on your laptop. And then me and Alex will be going through lesson 5, 6, and 8. So that will be basic starting your first program and then learning about the different data types and then learning how to to start programming and like basic syntax. Um, so I guess with that we'll begin. So Niant will first talk to you about we'll talk to you about how to download GDK.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Neon. So today I'll be teaching you how to download the Java and make sure that you could edit. So there's two things that you need to download today. One of them is the Java Development Kit. So if we just go onto google.com and then just do JDK8, JDK8 download, we can just click the first link. And then if you go to the first set of downloads here, you want to make sure that you download the right one. So what I would do just to make sure is first go to your control panel, then click hardware and sound, and then click system. And then over here, it should tell you the system type, how many bits and what based processor. So mine is a 64-bit Windows. So I'm going to use that. And if I go to here, I can see Windows x64. So I'm going to download this one. Okay, so while that is downloading, I'm gonna go to the next thing that we need to do. So the next thing that we need to do is download JGrasp, and that is what you're actually gonna be using to create Java code. So it's important that you download it. So you want to go up here, and then you don't need to do any of this. And based on if you have a Mac, Windows, or any other system, you just want to download it. So to keep yourself organized, I would recommend that you create a Java folder like the one I have here and create one folder called programs just to keep it organized. So, and then when we install everything, we can see that it'll create their own separate folders for us that we can use to store Java code. So if we just keep on going here, and you want to make sure that it's under the folder C Java, because that is the folder I'm going to be saving everything to. And then I could just download it. Okay. So once this is done, what we are going to be doing today is just running a simple program, which Alex will be showing you. So it'll be a few simple programs just to make sure that everything in your Java is working correctly. So as you can see, additionally, there's a new JGrasp folder in my Java, and this is just to keep everything organized because we want to make sure that everything isn't just in a cluttered mess because once you start to get a lot of programs, that is going to be very difficult to manage. So it's useful, maybe even under programs, you could organize it even more based on what you're learning, maybe what lesson we're in, etc. So if I just click on the JDK download. So this is a fairly big download. It might take a long time. So there's two things that the JDK is going to download. One of them is called the Java Development Kit, which stands for the JDK. And then the other one is going to be called the JRE, or the Java Runtime Environment. So Alex and Kavya will both be showing what these two things are and how to use them. So if I could just, if once this is done. Okay, so you could see here that it has a destination folder. So this is the JRE, as you can see right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my C drive, which is where I'm storing my Java folder, and create a new folder called JRE. And under that, I'm gonna be saving my Java runtime environment. Okay, so once this is done, you should be able to open JGrasp and then use it. So yeah, okay. Okay, so then now you can see that under JRE there's a lot of things. So then lastly, what I'm just gonna do is under here, just gonna copy this into my JDK folder, and that's it. Okay, so if you guys have any troubles downloading it, feel free to email us at the Girls Computing League the Girls Computing League email that sends you out information. Okay, now Kavya will be showing you a few things about Java modules.
Okay, so now we're going to be doing Chapter 5. So that's the Introduction to Java. So Nian just showed you how to download Java. So once that is done, then this is the Introduction to Java. So here's the most basic Java program. It's called Hello World, and so it just basically prints out the character string Hello World, and so you can make this program in a simple text editor, but since we have JGraphs, that's what we'll be using to make it. And so in the following few steps, we'll be teaching you how to exactly code like the Hello World program. So the first term of vocabulary we're going to learn today is a source program. So a source program is a text file that contains a program, such as right here, this Hello World program, written in a programming language, which would be Java. So it contains ordinary text, but it cannot be directly run by the computer system, basically meaning that the computer system doesn't understand this, but this is the side of coding that you write and you can understand. So yeah, so this is basically how Java works. So Java basically takes your source program, uses a compiler, Javac, to turn it into Java bytecode, which can be understood by your computer. So so the Java bytecode is a machine instruction for the Java processor, and the extension for that is .class. So you'll see whenever you create a program and save it, you save it as .java, but when you compile it, which you'll see soon, it creates another file .class. And so here's just a little schematic showing how your code goes from program to compiler to bytecode. Okay, and here's another important aspect. It's called Java Virtual Machine. So Java Virtual Machine basically executes your program. So it takes the bytecode that we created before, and then it does actual instructions and processes the information. So that's essentially what the Java Virtual Machine is. So what the best thing about Java programs is that the same bytecode can be run on multiple computers, so that you can take the same bytecode and then run it on any system you would like. So that's why it's portable. So you can apply it to many different platforms, and you don't have to worry about converting between platforms. So you can see the question here: can bytecodes be sent from computer to computer over the internet? Yes, they can. And so an applet is something that you guys will probably be more situated with because an applet is a Java bytecode program that runs on a web browser. So that's why you might see that sometimes if your Java is out of date, that's why. Essentially, the computer that's hosting the web page sends Java bytecodes to your computer, and then it's displayed on your computer. So is the Java that's used to write applets the same Java that's used to write applications? Yes. So then you would be, so after completing this class, you might be able to create applets that can be on web pages. So now we'll be going over how to create a Java source program. So all you really have to do is, we're not going to follow the command prompt way, but once you've downloaded JGrasp, you can just basically open up JGrasp. It's taking a little while. I'm sorry about that. So once you open JGrasp, you can go to File, New, Java. So you can create a new Java program. And so once you create that Java program, you can type your code into it. And then, so for example, I'm just going to copy this Hello World program I wrote before, and then call it. Okay, so then when you save it, Control S, then here you name it the same name you put up here, so tester1.java. So let's save it. And notice how it saves as a Java file. This plus sign means compile, so it turns your Java file into the bytecode, which is a class file. So you can see once I hit compile, you can see that the class file appears. So that's the bytecode. Okay. And then that's basically it for chapter 5. So that's basically how Java works. That's what's working behind Java. And so now Alex is going to be talking about chapter 6.
Can you see our screen? Okay, so for chapter 6, I won't be going over the lecture slides itself. I will be solely going over the programs within it. So here we can see the hello world, well, the hello.java program that we saw in Kavya's section with a minor change. So I added in this public here just to make it a public class. You don't have to worry about what that means yet. You just have to know what this class is. So a class for a Java is essentially the public class is the file name, and you have to make sure that that is true for everything you do. For example, for this poetry.java, I have a public class poetry. For this examples.java, I have a public class examples. And here it's public class hello because it's hello.java. Now you see that right after here in line 2, there's this curly brace, this squiggly brace, whatever you want to call it. So this is essentially the thing that the class contains. So everything within here is within this public class hello. And the same thing with these squiggly braces. These are all within this public static void main string array args. And in line 3, you see this long list of words. You don't necessarily have to know what all of them mean, but just know that when you see all of these words, it's the main thing that runs the program. So here we simply have a single line within that main, which is system.out.println hello world. What system.out.println does is it just prints out the program. So if we see here, we compile. Ooh. Oh wait, I think I know what I need to do. I need to, yeah. Yeah, so it'll print out hello world. But that, you could also simply do that with system.out.print, if you can see here. Yeah, but if you notice up there, there was a hello world with an extra space at the bottom. So the println stands for the print with a new line at the very bottom. This isn't really that helpful if you're just printing out hello world. But for example, in poetry.java, we're printing out multiple lines. So here, we're making poetry. So if you wanted to type on a withered branch, you just put the string on a withered branch within here. And that's the only argument that it takes, the only thing that it takes. And then same here. And here. So if we compile this,